Hello everyone, I am Neelam Choudhary, your host for the web series Django Project Based Learning. In today's tutorial, we will be talking about the form, which is a very important topic because take any website, whether it is Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, the first thing that you notice is form, whether it is a login form or a sign up form or a contact form, but in most of the website you will definitely find a form. Okay, so there are different ways to create a form in a Django. We can create with the help of the HTML as well that we have seen in the portfolio project. Over here, we will talk about the two main forms that we can create in a Django with the help of the forms module which comes with the Django. Okay, so there is one form that is called as a Django form and the other is a model form. So we go for the Django forms whenever it is not associated with any model, like when we have a contact form or a search form, authentication form like login form. Whenever you are giving the data in the login form, it is not saved anywhere, but it will take the data and it will search whether that particular data is there in the database or not. So whenever the form is not related to any model, then we can go for the Django form. And the other type of form, that is model form, whenever your form is related to any data, means you are taking the data in the form and you want to store it in a database, then we will go for the model form. So over here in this tutorial, I will be talking about the Django form, and then in the next tutorial, I will be talking about the model form. So let us start. Let us see this practically. Open the folder with the help of the VS Code editor. Open terminal. Install Django with the help of the command pip install Django. Create a project with the help of the command Django admin start project, the name of the project, space and a dot. Create the application with the help of the command py manage.py start app, whatever name of the app you want. Now go in your project in the settings.py file, add your application. These are the basic steps that you should know. If you don't know, kindly go through my previous tutorial. After that, what you will do, you will add the path. Since I am going to create only one function, let me create the path within the project itself. Whenever somebody is going to hit on the URL, it will call the home function. So what we are supposed to do, from the application name, import views. Okay, now I will have to create this function. So go in your application views.py file, create that function. So I've created that function. It is going to render a home.html page. So let us create that page. Go in your application, create a folder named templates. In that, let us create that home.html page. Let us write h1 tag. Okay, so now let us start with the forms. So suppose you have created a website where you want to have the information of the students. What you will do, you will create a form where the students can come and fill up the information. So in Django, we always create a forms.py file. The name has to be forms only. You cannot change the name. Over here, from Django, import forms, because we are making the use of this module. From this module we have a class form, and from that particular class we will create our own class. Okay, so I will create a class. Since I'm going to take a student info, I'm writing student info, and this will be created from form. And what fields I want, suppose I want name, I will name dot forms dot char field. Like in the models file, if you have seen, what we do whenever we create any field, we have to specify its type. Similarly here as well, we have to specify the type. So name will be a character field, email would be forms dot email field, and suppose let us take phone number as well, it will be teacher field. Okay, so I've created this class. Now what I will do, I will create an object of this class. So you will go in the views.py file first, from this particular directory, and in forms import the name of the class that you have given. What is the name of the class? Student info. So from the current directory, there is a file name forms, and from that form file import student class. Okay, so now what you will do, you will create an object of this class, and if you want to see what this object is having, let us print the formatted string. Okay, so you can see what we are having in this fm. Now if you want to display this information on the HTML page, what you are supposed to do, you should always pass it in the form of a dictionary. Okay, let me create a dictionary. Whatever key you want, you can give it. Suppose I give the name of the key as form, and the data that I'm passing is fm. Okay, now I want to render this particular thing in the home.html. How do we render? We render with the help of double curly. If you will write the key, it will give you the value. Okay, so let me write the key and let us see the output. Run the server with the help of the command py manage.py run server. Okay, there is some spelling mistake, integer spelling mistake I have done. So whenever you get any error, don't worry, try to understand the error. Okay, so you can see I am getting a forms. So what I have done, whatever fields I need in a form, I have gone in the forms.py file and created those fields. Then in the views.py file, I have created an object of that particular class and I have given it to the HTML. And automatically the form for that particular field has been created. Now let us see the page source as well. So if you will see within the div tag, okay, the HTML, we are having what? Forms. So after the h1 tag, automatically the div tag has been created. For name, the label has been created, the input has been created. Similarly for email, another div has been created, the label and the input has been created. And this is done because we are making the use of the form module which is provided by Django. Now observe one thing, whenever we create a form in HTML, it should have a form tag, but the Django does not provide you a form tag. So what you should do, you should come over here and create your form tag around it. Okay, and the method can be a get method or a post method. Okay, what is a get method and a post method, I have previously explained in my one of the tutorial. Kindly go through that tutorial. And whenever we want to submit, we will make the use of the post method, okay, in the form. And also it does not have a submit button, so let us create that button as well. Okay, so it has been created, submit button. So whenever we are now, when we are writing this view, okay, we are not taking care of the get method and a post method. Okay, whenever we are dealing with the form, there are two methods that you will deal, that is a get and a post method. Whenever we access any page, initially it will always be a get request. Okay, so when I'm coming on this website, when it will first time display the form, it will be a get method. Okay, so on the get method, what I want to show, I just want to show the form without any information. Okay, and when I submit the form, what method I have submitted, whenever I will submit the form, that time it will be a post method. So similarly in the views, I will have to take care of both the method. So how do we write? If request dot method is equal to post. If it is a post method, what we will do? We will again create the object of this class. But this time, what we'll do? Whatever information is coming from the post method, we will have it in the object and we will print again. We are not seeing how to save the data. We will see in the coming video. Okay, right, get. Okay. So if it is a post request, what I will create an object of this class with the information that is coming after you fill the data. I will print that information. And if it is a get request, what I want to do, I just want to show a blank form. So I will create an object of this class, but it will be a blank. I will print that information, and in both the time it will call a home.html. Okay, so let us see. So if it is a get request, let me clear this so that we can see both the things. So when you are hitting the server for the first time, it will be a get request. So you can see over here, get data. It will have the div tag, the label and the input for the name. Similarly, the label and the input for the email ID. Okay. Now let us see what will happen when we will do a post method. Whenever you will submit the form, it will be a post request. Okay. Click on submit. Okay, this error you are getting because whenever you will create a form in Django, you are supposed to include the CSRF token. It is a feature which is provided by Django to prevent the cross-site forgery. Okay, so after this error will go. Let us refresh it. Let us submit the data. Click on submit. Whenever you will submit the data, it will be a post method. It will check if the method is post. It will do what? It will create an object of the student with the filled data. So if you'll come down, you'll scroll down and see post data. What is the value? Neelam. Now I'm having the value in this input. What is the value for email ID? This is a value. And what is the value for phone number? This. So now the FM object has been created with the filled value. If you want to check with the earlier get data, see in the get data we are not having the values, okay, because it was printing without any information. Is that clear? Okay, so let me quickly revise what we have done so far. Whenever we create a form, there will be a two method that you have to deal, get and a post method. Whenever you will land on the page, it will always be a get method, and when you are submitting the data, we'll submit with the help of the post method. Why? I have covered in the previous tutorial. Okay, so first thing, you will go in the forms.py file. You will create the class, whatever name of the class you want, you can give it. The fields that you need in the form, you will specify it over here. Then in the views, okay, you will handle both the method. If it is a method is post method, you will create the object of that particular class, and in that object you will have the data which is filled by the user. Okay, and then if it is a get method, you will create the object of the class which will not have any information, and you will pass it to what? Your HTML page. And to render, we just write the key, whatever key you have written over there. And since the form tag is not provided, we will write the form tag. Okay, now let us go for the next step, how to render the form. So there are different ways to render the form. Now I have simply rendered with the help of the form tag. We can render it in different way as well. Let us see all the tags. So I've written the different ways to render the form. If you'll render it like this way, the label and the input box will be what in the inside the div tag. It will be inside the tr tag. It will be inside the p tag and the ul tag. Okay. So let us come over here. Let us refresh it. Let us give the page source. Over here we can see when I'm writing the form, this everything is inside the div tag, div tag. But when I'm writing what as table, it will be inside the tr tags, tr tag, tr tags. Okay. And when I'm writing as p, the labels would be in the paragraph, p tags. And when I'm writing as ul, it will be in the list form, and you can see the output as well. Okay. This is what a div tag, this is what as a table, this is as a paragraph, and as a list. What we are going to prefer? We are going to prefer this one. Okay. Now, since we are going to study the error handling and the validations in the coming videos, okay, we should how to access different field. Let us see that as well. If I'm writing form, I'm accessing all the fields of the form together. But if I'm writing form dot, suppose for the name, I want the label tag. I will be showing for the one field. For the rest of the field, you can do it yourself. Let me write as label tag. Then you will take the label. Then you will take the field name. And then you will take the value as well. Okay. So let us see what this is doing. Let me the HR tag as well. Okay. Now see. This way, when I'm writing form, I am getting all the fields together. But suppose you want to render each and every field, because we will be needing this in the error handling. When I'm writing form dot name dot label tag, it is giving me the label tag of that particular field. Okay, the field is what? Name. So for name, I got the label tag. When I'm writing the label, it is only giving me the name. When I'm writing form dot name, we can see the input box with the value has been given. And when I'm writing the form.field.value, it is giving me only the value. Okay. So why I have done this? In the coming videos, you will see when we will create the form, we will be creating with the help of the label tag and with the help of this. So we will be creating with the help of these two things. Let me remove this or let me just create a form with the help of these two things. Okay. This way also you can create a form, or the other way is what? Let me show you guys. See, you are getting similar data where you were getting like with the help of the form. So when you are writing the form, what is happening? Okay, we are showing the entire form together, but in the error handling, we will be needing each and every field. So in the form that we are passing, what is happening? We are getting different tags now. Do you remember? We are getting the label tag for name, input tag for name, then we are getting the label tag for email, input tag for email. Yes. So when I'm writing for fm in form, it will first go to this tag. fm.label tag means for the first field, it will give the label tag, and then it will give you this value. Again, it will come over here. For this, it will give you the label tag. Again, it will give you the value. So like this way, I'm rendering each and everything separately. I'm getting the label tag. This is the label tag, and fm, this is a field value I'm getting. Again, with the help of label tag, I'm getting email, then the value I'm getting over here, and then like this. Understood? So this is what approach we will be following from the next video onwards. We have seen how to create a form. Okay, what is a get and a post method, how to handle those get and a post method, then how to render the forms, how to apply the for loop in a form, and to access each and every labels and input individually. Now let us go for the next thing. Suppose you have a form and you want to apply a bootstrap. Okay, see, yeah, if you are going to create a form, you will apply some styling to that particular form. So how we can apply the styling? Let us see that. We can do it from the forms.py file, or we can do it from the views.py file as well. Let me show first with the help of the forms.py file. Okay, see, if I'm writing the name over here, automatically Django will make it capital and will write name. If I'm writing email, the first letter will be capital and email. If there is an underscore, the first capital, again space and a capital. But suppose I don't want the name as to be name, I want to change the field name. So what I will do, I will come over here and I will say label for this has to be first name. Okay, now let me refresh it. See, the label has changed. If you want to change the label, you can change it from here. Then suppose I want to change the suffix as well. Right now the suffix is what? I'm getting colon. Let me give this. So now the suffix will also change. This label spelling mistake I have done. A lot of spelling mistakes has been changed to dash. Okay, and I'm doing it only for this one. Okay, over here only it has changed, otherwise it is the colon only. So now so the other things could be like the minimum length. You can specify that if you're writing any character, the minimum length has to be 2 and the maximum length that it can take is suppose 5. Okay, let us come over here, let us refresh it. Let me give any length is 1. So now it is giving me the error, and this error is given by the browser. Right now let us use a browser error, we are not using the Django error. So the length has to be what? More than 2. Let me give more than 5. If I'm trying to give more than 5, it is not allowing me to enter because the maximum length can be 5 only. Then you can write, suppose you want to provide the initials, you can provide the initials like here I'm expecting the name. Come over here, refresh. See, I'm getting the initials as well. Similarly, so like this way you can do it for each and every field as well. Also there are many other things that we'll see. See, suppose you want the apply the bootstrap as well. So let us first have the bootstrap class. You will come over here, you will write bootstrap form, or you can write bootstrap. Write on get started. You will copy the link, okay, from here and you will paste it in your HTML. Because we are making the use of a bootstrap, you should have a bootstrap. Okay, so now suppose I want to give the class of a bootstrap. So you will come over here, you will write for the character field, it is what? Text input, and the classes. I will show you that we can give the ID as well. We come over here for the form. What is a class? Form group. Basically for any field, okay, if you want to add a class, you want to add a ID, we can do it with the help of the widget. Okay, that char field is converted into a text input, and in that you can add the class, as many class as you want, and ID. Okay, so let us come over here, let us refresh and see. See, over here the bootstrap class has been applied. It is different from email and phone number. If you want to check, you can click on view page source, and you can see for this first name the ID is form1 because I have set the ID as form1 and the class is form group. Okay, so like this way, for any field you can apply the classes and ID, you can apply the bootstrap class as well. Okay, now I have done this from over here. Now suppose I want to change the suffix everywhere. So will I go in this field and change the suffix? Will I go in this field and change the suffix? No. So for that, what we can do, we can go in the views.py file, and for this object we'll change it from here. Okay, we will write suffix is this. Now if we'll come over here and I will refresh it, suffix has changed everywhere. So you can change the suffix from the forms.py file or from the views.py file. If you want to change for every field, like suffix, you can change it from every field. Okay, so you go in the views.py file, from there you apply. Like other fields that you can give is what initials, like suppose I want to give the initial from here. Okay, but the initial for the over here for the name, it will be what? Name, and for the email it will be email. So how you will do it over here? You will specify it in the form of a dictionary. You will create initial, in that will create a dictionary. Whatever is a field name that you have given for name, what I want as first name, suppose. Okay, and for the email field, you will have to copy this field name from here, forms.py file. Okay, and for the email field, suppose I want to write email. Now let us save this data. Let us hard refresh it. See, first name and email. So if you want to do for the individual fields, even that you can do, but it will be in the form of a dictionary. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and in the next video I will be talking about the models form. Okay, and in the CRUD operation I will be showing how we can save the data from the form. Okay, so I hope today's topic is clear. What we have done, we have created a form in the forms.py file. Okay, you will come over here, you will create the form, then you will render that form in the views.py file. If it is a get method, you will get a simple you will create an object of that form which will not have any data. Then you will pass it to the home.html. Over there you can render the form with the help of the form itself. Okay, but we will be rendering each and every field individually with the help of the for tag. The form tag is not provided, so we will create a form tag and the input button, and whenever we are dealing with the form, we should write the CSRF token. Whenever you are going to submit the form, we will be using the post method. If the method is post, again the object of that particular class will be created, but this time the object will have the data and we are just printing the data. Okay, and whenever you want to do any changes, we can do it from the forms.py file or from the views.py file. Okay, so I hope you have liked this series. So before we end, kindly like and subscribe the channel, as it will boost me to create many more videos, and I will be coming with the next video very soon. Till that time, if you have any doubts in any video, kindly write down in the comment box. I will give you the replies. Thank you. Bye.